I usually try to surrender to my high self, the mental, what would I call it? Mental and physical pain. I surrender that to my high self and say, thy will be done. And I ask for mercy, and for myself and for others.
So in the act of asking, you're actually pushing that away.
I don't follow.
When you ask for mercy, when you ask for healing on the planet, you aren't technically living it as though it's already happening. You're asking for something to come into fruition in the future. Yes? Does this make sense?
Yes.
And by asking for something to come into fruition in the future, you are essentially negating your own abilities to facilitate healing. And you are asking for something to come about in the future. And in the future tense, you can't possibly, nor can anyone there that is there to assist you, facilitate that healing, because it is continuously in the future. It's continuously 5, 10, 15, 20 steps ahead of you. So it's as though you are being dragged behind a speedboat, being attached to a rope, and continuously trying to pull yourself up into the back of the boat, but you'll never quite get there because you're not acting as though it's already happening. Is this making sense?
Oh yeah. Well,
so in other words, what we encourage you to do is to shift your awareness slightly into the present tense, so that when you're in your state of meditation, when you're in your state of communicating and communing with the non-physical realm, with your guides, with your angels, with those that you seek guidance from, they're asking you to be more specific in your vibratory exchange by placing yourself in the healing state, in that healed frequency, even if you are still feeling the pain that is associated with that particular present moment, but you are putting yourself in the state of absolute healing, experiencing, envisioning, and feeling in your mind's eye, in your heart, what that experience feels like and what the results are from that. Is this making more sense?
No. No.
So right now, and not all the time, but a lot of the time, let's say, you are living as though the healing is coming to you at some point in the future. Yes?
Right, you're right. I'm seeing it. I got you there. Yes.
What we're asking you to consider is the potential of greater healing should you put yourself in that healing state in your meditations, rather than wishing for it to happen down the road.
Right, I got you. And that's part of what has been used, what I have asked. I've been told to look at my body and say, I'm not the body, I'm not the pain, I'm not my emotions. And when I've tried that, I can see beyond the emotions, I can see beyond the thoughts at times, but it's been challenging to see beyond the pain.
Well, we're going to disagree slightly with that interpretation of that message that you're receiving when you say you are not your pain, you are not your emotional state, you are not your mental state. There's a degree of truth to that, because from the eternal sense you aren't, but from the physical, earthly reality of Michael living here, experiencing life on earth as the human being that you are, it is very much still part of your experience, yes?
Right. Now I'm saying it because, see, that's the whole bailiwicks of the Course in Miracles. I
Yes.
don't know. I don't know if you,
So from the eternal point of view, that is a correct statement. But the disconnect comes when one tries to completely disconnect their humanity from their eternal perspective. Because as long as you are living as a human being on this planet and you've chosen to be here, you are going to experience human being things. You're going to experience human being pain. You're going to experience emotional and mental trauma. You're going to experience peace, love, joy, and happiness. You're going to experience excitement. You're going to experience tangible actions, tangible feelings, tangible circumstances, tangible experiences that bring a 3D experience into play, because otherwise you would be in the eternal all the time. Yes, are you following?
yes.
So from that perspective, by, let's say, disconnecting yourself through the idea, I am not this, I am not that, that's true, but you are experiencing it as part of your reality. So the statement, I am not my emotions, I am not my pain, is a true statement. However, in order to help release that pain and to release that trauma out of the physical body, there has to be some form of acknowledgement that it is part of your reality currently, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be part of your reality. And therefore, in your meditations, by acting as though and feeling as though in this present moment, you are releasing that back to the universe to be recycled into positive energy, into a higher state of vibration. You are allowing for this transmission to occur because you are acknowledging the very real fact that in this reality, you have acquired a certain amount of pain and trauma within your physical body that you're now releasing into another reality of who you are, which is all-encompassing, which is divine, which is eternal. Is this making sense?
Yes, that's what I thought I was doing when I was surrendering it to my high self.
You are to a certain degree, but there is still an element of disconnect because there's a part of what you are doing and saying and experiencing that is in the future tense.
Right.
So all we're saying here is that you're not doing anything wrong. What you're doing is correct, but with a little bit of tweaking and a little bit of further awareness into the subtleties of the vibratory exchange by living and experiencing through your meditations and through your communications with the non-physical realm that the healing you're experiencing is actually happening in the present moment, as opposed to asking for mercy to come down the chute.
Okay. I understand that.
And we know that you are doing this, but perhaps only 70% of the time. Hence, it's relative to the amount of pain that you are experiencing and the amount of pain that you are releasing. And the difference from day to day correlates with the present tense experience that you're meditating on. So in other words, the less you ask and the more you feel and envision what it is that you'd prefer to be experiencing in your earthly reality, the more you do that, the more the healing will correlate with that exchange.
Okay.